Hi everyone! So I thought today I would do a video on things that annoy me in working in a retail setting. Now I work in a shop and that means I have to deal with members of the general public who I think personally can be really rude and annoying at times. So I thought I'd go into some of the things that customers do that annoy me. So maybe some of you working in shops can relate to me, or some of you that don't and maybe don't realise you're being annoying can maybe be a bit nicer to the shop assistants who are just trying to do their job and might be having a bad day anyway and just don't need to deal with some of the rubbish that some people give us basically. So one of the first things that I find really annoying and quite rude is when I'm trying to serve someone. Maybe there's a big queue and someone walks up and they're talking on their phone and they kind of tell you to wait. Morning, can I help? Hold on a second. Hello? Hi, how you doing? No way, I haven't spoken to you in ages. How are the kids? Oh, good. No way, she did what? Sorry, what can I get for you today? Oh my god, no way. No, it's just that there's a queue. Ah! Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, no, it's just the girl at the counter. Yeah, I know. Anyway, look, I better go. This girl's giving me horrible looks. I know. Rude. Okay, I'll call you back. Okay, bye. Look, we're going to have to make this quick because I'm really, really busy. Hello? Yeah, no, I'm just in a shop. Yeah, can I call you back? Yeah, just put it on my card. Yeah. Shut up! And I think that's really rude because if there's a queue of people behind them, you know, they can either take the call later or maybe step to the side and take the phone call. I've not got a problem with that, but it's when people are kind of telling me to wait and just chatting away and I'm there kind of like this. There's people behind you that are looking at me like, I want to be served, and I'm there like caught between a rock and a hard place. So I think that's personally really rude. Another thing that I find people do quite a lot actually is I'll be putting through their sale on my till and then they'll just kind of wander off halfway through to the other end of the shop and just start looking at things. So I'm halfway through a sale, the next person in the queue is trying to come up to me, but I'm halfway through their sale and they've wandered off and I don't know. So I've got to tell the next person to wait a second because I'm dealing with the customer, but they've just wandered off. So I find that really strange. And you know, it doesn't take a minute for me to put through a sale. All I've got to do is type it all in and take payment, and then you can wander off and do what you want. So I think you should probably finish shopping before you come to the till maybe. Another thing is people with their children. Now I love children and I've worked with children in the past and I love children, but it's when their parents aren't kind of watching them and they're breaking stuff, or the parents will just go, oh, don't do that, and they're breaking stuff, and I'm thinking, this is, you know, especially with the PDQ machines, I know children love buttons and they'll be there trying to press all the buttons, and I don't feel like I'm in a position to discipline someone else's child, but they're breaking something and the parents are just ignoring them or saying, oh, don't do that, you'll break it, and I'm thinking, ah! I'll get in so much trouble if it gets broken. Don't press that, princess. No, you'll break it. You will. No, don't press it. Oh, she's so naughty. Look, you've broken it now. Say sorry to the lady. You won't get any ice cream. Okay, one ice cream. Okay. So another thing is just general rudeness. Now, rudeness is not something that I deal with very well. I know a lot of people have got quite a high tolerance for people being rude, but I think that manners cost nothing, and you've got to be polite to everyone because someone could be having a really rubbish day and maybe you being a bit snappy and rude to them could ruin their day. And I understand some people have a bad day and they take it out on other people, but if you can, try not to take it out on the poor sales assistant who's just trying to do their job. Even just saying please and thank you is really important. I get a lot of people who just walk up. We work in the shop that I work in, we work on a catalogue sort of thing, kind of like Argos, where you get a catalogue and you write down the numbers that you want, and you come up to me and I type them into the computer and then give you your collection number, and then you wait over and until it's ready to collect. So, but I get a lot of people who will walk up to me and I'll say good morning, and they'll just start walking towards me saying this number. They'll just walk straight towards me saying 938721. They're like, hello, hope you're having a nice day too. Nice to meet you. It doesn't take much to say hello, morning, how's it going? You don't even have to pretend to be interested really in my life. Just say good morning and please and thank you. It doesn't take much, and it'll make me probably do your order a lot quicker and try even harder to make you happy. Because I like to think that I go out of my way to try and help people, because it's my job to, you know, be helpful and try and get people what they need. But if you're nicer to me, then if we don't have anything in stock, maybe I'll have a look and see if I can advise you on where you can get it, or I'll just do that little bit extra to try and make your shopping experience better, because I feel like if you're polite to me, then I'm going to be a lot nicer to you. So please be nice to me. It doesn't take much. So another thing I get is, I get this quite a lot, and it'll be usually older men coming up, and I have to wear a name badge at work, and they'll walk up to me and they'll go, hello Becky, and like read my name badge but linger on it for, because it's obviously on my chest, and just linger on it for ages. And hey Becky, how's it going? You having a good day? Becky. I don't know, that kind of creeps me out a bit. It kind of creeps me out anyway, people using my name that I don't know. I find that a bit odd. A lot of people do it in a nice way, and they'll just be like, oh, cheers Becky, and I'm like, thanks. It's very nice that you took the time to learn my name. But I don't know, some people just do it in a really creepy way. So I guess you can't win on that one. But if you've got a bit of a creepy tendency, maybe don't use my name or stare at my boobs trying to learn my name. I do come across quite a lot of creepy men. I had one the other day who asked me to rub some cream into his back, and he tried to set me up with his son, which was interesting. He said I would make nice grandchildren for him, and this was shortly before I offered to carry his stuff to the car for him, which doesn't really make any sense, because then I'm walking out of the shop, out of safety, towards a stranger's car who is being really creepy anyway. I'm not good in these sorts of situations. Another guy, when I asked him if there was anything else I could get for him, he said, yes, you, do you make good tea? La 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 la. At which point I went, ha 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 ha, just gotta go and get something. And then ran out the back and hid until he went away. So I seem to attract some really creepy customers. I don't suppose you're for sale. Can you make tea? Which is always fun. Makes life more interesting, but also makes me a little bit scared. Another thing, which I'm sure a lot of people get, basically everyone I think who works in any kind of shop will have had this, and that's when someone comes up and tries to buy something. You go through their sale, lovely, and when it comes to paying, they say, oh, could I pay in cash? And you say, of course, money's money, and then they kind of dump this whole wad of change on the counter. This is fine when it's quiet. I've got no issues with sitting there and counting out. Change is sometimes more useful than someone paying for a £2 item with a £20 note, because then you've got to, you know, we don't always have change in the till, so it's useful sometimes. But it's always when there's a really long queue of people who've been stood there waiting not so patiently, tapping their foot, glaring at you, and then it'll be usually a little old lady But it can be anyone, but usually little old ladies come up and they count everything out, and then halfway through they lose count, and then they go through it again. They say, oh, I think that's right, would you mind checking it? So then I have to count through it, and it's all in like 5p's and 2p's and 10p's, and you're counting forever. It's a bit irritating. If you're stood in the queue and you know what you want, maybe start counting through it already and make sure you've got the right change if it's busy, or just don't. If it's busy, just pay on your card. I'm not the best with numbers at the best of times. I think I'm dyslexic for numbers, so counting already makes my brain hurt. And then there's the pressure of the people being there, so I'm trying to count quickly and I don't trust my counting. So I think that's maybe just me rather than the customer, but yeah, that's something that I find personally quite irritating. Is there anything else I can get you today? Yes, that'll be all, dear. That comes to £4.88 then, please. How will you be paying today? I'll be paying cash if that's okay. Not a problem. I don't suppose you mind change. 2, 4, 6. How much was it again, sorry? Ah yes, 12, 14, 16, £3.36, £3.37, £3.38. So another thing that bugs me is when customers kind of blame me for when things are out of stock. Now I understand that it's annoying if you know what you want and you want something and it's not there. I understand that's frustrating. I go to shops if I want something. I'm annoyed when it's out of stock. But don't take it out on the poor sales assistant who's just, it's through the computer. She didn't make it out of stock. It's not her fault. She's just stood there. Stood there minding her own business. She's just stood there trying to do her job. And unfortunately she's going to tell people that it's out of stock. And they get annoyed. And they say, oh, I'm never coming here again. Oh, it's not good enough. La 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 la. And I'm there like, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. If it was up to me, I would love to give you your item. Unfortunately, it's not. It's the computer. The computer says no. It's not me. It's not my fault. Don't hurt me. So please try and not take your frustration out on me, because if you think about it, if I get that like 50 times a day, I see hundreds and hundreds of customers in a day. If every 5th person is annoyed that something's out of stock, that's an awful lot of people to be angry at me about something being out of stock, and it's not my fault. I didn't make it out of stock. Ah! And another thing is when you get the sales assistant to get out like every item but one at a time. Basically, we have a warehouse out the back as well, and most of the stock is out the back. So if people want to look at stuff, I have to go and get it from the back. But what you could do is make a list of all the things that you would like to look at. I can go out and get them all in one go, bring them out to you, you can look at them and choose what you want. But what most people tend to do is say, oh, can I look at that one? So I bring it out, oh, that's no good, can we look at this one instead? So I go and get that one. It's usually up a ladder on the other end of the warehouse. Then I come back, give it to them. Oh, that's no good either. Needs to be a bit bigger. So I'm like, okay, I'll look it up. Oh, what about this one? Yeah, can I have a look at it? Go and get it. And it goes on and on and on. And usually people don't even buy anything. So there's a pile of all these things that I've run to get one at a time from different areas of the warehouse, one by one. And they're all piled up and they're just gone, no, I think I'll go somewhere else, and walked off, and I'm left with this massive pile of stuff that I'm now going to have to go and put back, and didn't even buy anything. And it was a lot of walking. So that's something that annoys me. I know it's something that can't be helped, because a lot of times you want to look at something before you buy it, which is absolutely fair enough, especially if it's shoes or something. You want to try them on and make sure they fit before you take them home. But then maybe if you want to look at 2 different styles, and maybe you're not sure if you're a size 8 or a size 9, maybe just write me a little list of, I would like to try this one, code number this, in this size and this size, and that one in that size and that size, and I can bring them out. You can go and try them on. Everything will be fine. So yeah, that's just some of the things that annoy me. There are lots more, but I can't actually think of any right now. But yeah, so that's some of the things that annoy me. So if you work in retail, I'm sure you'll be able to sympathise with some of these things. And if you're a customer that maybe has completely no idea that these things are really annoying to the poor little girl behind the counter tapping away on her keyboard, so please maybe think about what you're saying to her, because she is a person too. Yeah, she has feelings, and it can be quite grating if you're stood there for 8 or 9 hours a day just tapping away, seeing customer after customer. These sorts of things can get quite annoying, so please try and think about what you're saying, be a little polite to her and humour her, and don't tell her off when there's something not in stock, because it's not her fault. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.